Okay, hi Omaima. Let's see this set of essays you have here. Okay, we've got the map. Let's see what you wrote. Both maps display an island before and after it was developed for tourism. Overall, it is clear that the island was completely transformed. Many new buildings were built in addition to other facilities for tourists. Looking at the first map, we can clearly see that the island was originally completely undeveloped. It is approximately 250 meters long, surrounded by the ocean. There were only some trees located in northern and southern parts and a beach on the west. Perfect. In the second map, we can see accommodation facilities for tourists. There is a cluster of housing on the west and another cluster of housing, I would say, in the center of the island. Here you probably wanted a capital A. A footpath connects the units of both areas with each other as well as with the reception. Furthermore, there is a restaurant and a reception area between these housing centers. The houses on the west are connected to the beach so that tourists can swim around the beach. All right, you didn't have to say that. You could have said so that tourists can swim or tourists can access the water. Something like that would have been better than this. Moreover, there is a vehicle track around the reception area, which extends to the restaurant on the north and the pier in the south, from where tourists can enjoy boating and fishing. Lastly, it's interesting to mention that the green areas and the beach were unchanged. Well, I don't know about that. The green areas were unchanged. I mean, this whole area of green is gone, and this whole area of green is gone. So that's not entirely accurate. Really, the only green areas that remained were this one and this one. So I don't know about that last expression. Excuse me. Did you say anything about the lake? Because the lake is a pretty big deal. Let's see. Footpath, reception, restaurant, reception, houses, beach, vehicle. All right. So, yeah, you didn't mention anything about the lake, and that's a pretty big thing to miss because, I mean, it's a man-made lake. It wasn't there before. So, if you did include it and I just don't see it anywhere, then okay. But that's a pretty big deal. You really should have mentioned that, and that's going to cost you points in task achievement because I would say that it's one of the main pieces of information that you need to include here. I mean, like, it could be argued that detailing the footpaths and the vehicle paths extensively isn't really necessary, but the lake is a pretty big deal. So that's going to cost you some points there. Okay, Omaima? All right. Anyway, other than that, it was lovely. I liked the way you divided your paragraphs. That was really well done. I like that you spent some time talking about the first map, so good. Let's take a look now at your essay on green energy. Recently, renewable energy. When you use recently, you're kind of committing to a certain tense, so you really should have said here something more like, recently, renewable energy has become more prominent in many countries, regardless of their developmental stage. Some people view the source of energy as cost-effective and environmentally friendly, while others think it can disrupt global power supplies as it depends on climate. This essay will discuss both views, but I strongly advocate the adoption of renewable energy. Okay. There's something going on with your typing. Like some of your capital letters aren't happening, so I don't know what's going on there. It's probably just something with the program you're using. Let us continue. On the one hand, there is ample evidence to suggest that renewable energy could lower consumer expense. This is because clean energy is usually more efficient compared to the traditional energy. Without the. Get rid of the here. For instance, the American Wind Energy Association claims that all forms of renewable energy sources are way cheaper. Not only way cheaper, it's really, really informal. So far cheaper, or yeah, far cheaper would have been good, than traditional non-renewable sources. This in turn can help consumers save on their utility bills. In addition to that, these eco-friendly, careful, eco is with no H, and it should be a dash here. Source of energy could save the planet from global warming due to the fact that it does not emit CO2 gas, which causes climate change. Get rid of that S here. To illustrate, corporate giants such as Intel, Apple, and Microsoft are using 100% green power in the United States, capital, thus reducing their carbon production significantly. It is therefore agreed that renewable energy is both environmentally and economically sound. All right, that's pretty good. I liked it. On the other hand, other people argue that green energy is a threat to power security and could lead to power shortages. This fear could arise from the fact that renewable energy technologies currently in use depend on changeable and unpredictable sources such as wind, sun power, and rain, and it is difficult to generate quantities of electricity that are as large as those produced by traditional fossil fuel generators. For instance, hydro generators need a good amount of rain to fill dams, to supply flowing water effectively. However, fossil fuels are a larger threat to energy security since they are finite in quantity, whereas renewable energy never dies with an S out. Therefore, it is clearly evident that once the Earth's oil is depleted, there will be no energy security without green energy technologies. That's very nice. I like that. In conclusion, while many think that green energy technologies are a threat to energy security, I believe that the fossil fuels they are promoting is a greater threat without the four, and renewables are a sound option as they are better for the environment and can lower expenses. All right, this was lovely. I really like this. I thought you did a very nice job. Developed, cohesive. It was very, very good. Were there a couple of little mistakes here and there? Yeah, there were, but it wasn't particularly problematic for me. I thought it was a lovely essay, really. Very well done. Yeah, and it's your last set. I believe this is your 5th set. I don't know when your exam is. Maybe you told us. I can't really remember. If you have some time before your exam, then what I'm going to do is encourage you to continue with essay corrections because you've really made a lot of progress, but you need to kind of keep all of that up. So I would hate for you to stop writing essays and then, lose some of the progress that you've made. So if you've got some time before your exam, see if you can sign up maybe to do some more essays with us to just keep all of this practice fresh, okay? Whatever you decide, let us know, and I'm really looking forward to hearing more from you, okay? So best of luck.